Please stand for a moment of silence and the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, Parkland. Today is Wednesday, March 23rd. It is a day 2 and an A schedule. I'm Claudia Salvino.
And I'm Bradley Collins. Welcome back to Parkland TV. The Now and Social Equity Clubs are selling bracelets for $1 during all lunches this week starting today. NHS will be sponsoring a 3v3 basketball and soccer tournament on Tuesday, April 5th in the Parkland gyms. All teams are co-ed and we only have one varsity team member. The cost is $40. Email or School Gym message Mr. Bleem for an application or more details. Entrance deadline is March 30th.
Congratulations to Parkland High School students who won at the regional competition held on March 19th at Muhlenberg College. All the Parkland students who competed won and will compete at the state competition on May 7th through the 8th at the University of Scranton. Historical paper category, individual, Adriana Kejelik, Anira Niaz. Documentary category, none. Individual, Shwarna Rashika Shuish, Presley Wynn. Group, Shashwat Sharma Shuraj Tharimia, Yichan Cho. Website category, individual, Mai Wukoka. Group, Zain Jazam, Daud Tariq, Vishwath Hanamagari.
Congratulations to 9th graders Brandon Kai, Ryan Wu, and Kevin Yao, who won first place in the advanced team competition at the University of Pennsylvania math competition this past Saturday, March 19th. There'll be a National History Day Club meeting today at 3 p.m. in D212 to prepare for the state competition. All participants must attend. The next general membership meeting for both new and current members for the National English Honor Society is Monday, March 28th. Choose to attend either the AM meeting in C200 or the 3 p.m. meeting in room D115.
Congratulations to senior Victor Kai, who is amongst the top 250 math students in the country based on his American Invitational Mathematics exam score. Victor will be competing for a spot on the USA Math Olympiad team in a 9-hour USAMO math contest today. Good luck, Victor.
A player-parent meeting for boys soccer will be held March 28th in C200, 7 to 8:30 p.m. Anyone interested in trying out for boys soccer next year, please try to attend this meeting.
Make sure to follow our YouTube and Twitter at Parkland TV Film and check out our website, parklandtvfilm.org, for updates, broadcasts, and exclusive content. I'm Claudia Salvino.
And I'm Bradley Kunz. Have a great day, Parkland. Now over to Taryn and Amanda with Worth the Watch.
I'm Amanda Cohan.
And I'm Tara Merrick.
This is Worth the Watch. Today's movie is The Batman.
We'll be rating the plot, characters, sound, visuals, and originality. Each category earns a popcorn bucket.
Or not. Our first category is plot. A long runtime doesn't wane our interest in this movie. The mayor, finally not Thomas Wayne, has been murdered on a Halloween night. But riddle me this, who could have done it?
The Riddler leaves clues for Batman at all of his crime scenes and taunts Gotham on social media. There's also a mafia-style crime syndicate operating in Gotham. Surely this isn't connected to the upstanding individuals getting the Jason Todd treatment, though these guys aren't coming back.
As interesting as it was, there were a couple inconsistencies we couldn't ignore. How did the Batmobile get here? Why is Catwoman kissing people only days after her friend goes missing? And how are these contacts still working?
But it still gets a bucket for plot. Our next category is characters. Let's start with the Batman himself. In this iteration of the Caped Crusader, there are barely any differences between Bruce Wayne and Batman. Bruce Wayne usually has an extroverted and charming persona, while Batman is more reserved and serious. However, in this film, they're basically the same. This is the first time that has ever been done in a live-action Batman film.
This is also the first time that a live-action Batman film has been a detective-driven story rather than the usual superhero films like Christopher Nolan and Tim Burton's takes on the character.
Catwoman makes her return to the big screen after 10 years. This is the most complex version of the characters that we've gotten so far. Selena Kyle is a struggling bartender and thief who changes Batman's entire view on what is right and wrong.
This movie has two villains, the Riddler and the Penguin. Riddler takes the center stage of a Batman movie for the first time since 1995. This version of the character, however, is a much darker take than Jim Carrey's version. The Riddler in this film is inspired by the Zodiac Killer and is one of the creepiest parts.
The Penguin is nothing like we're used to. He doesn't like to be called the Penguin. He prefers going by his real name, Oswald Cobblepot.
I'd stick with Penguin.
He's not a kingpin. Instead, he's the right-hand man to the biggest mobster in Gotham, Carmine Falcone. Colin Farrell looks unrecognizable in the role. It took 4 hours a day to apply the makeup, and it more than paid off. It gets a bucket for characters.
The sound design was phenomenal. From the car chase to Batman's new signature theme, it's well deserving of the sound bucket.
Our next bucket is visuals. This movie was directed by Matt Reeves, and Greg Fraser served as a cinematographer, so you know the visuals will look good. All the visuals were done as practical as possible, even if it meant filming things in a tricky way. The end result looks spectacular. For that, it gets a bucket for visuals.
Before our last bucket of originality, let's go to the comic corner to hear about the Batman from a Bat fan.
Yeah, I absolutely love this movie. It was great seeing Robert Pattinson as Batman. He was great. The story was phenomenal. I thought the pacing was great. Didn't feel like 3 hours. But my favorite part, other than the fact that it's a detective movie, because, you know, Batman's the world's greatest detective, was the fact that this was year 2. Like, in year 1, you get the super focused, headstrong, super focused on his mission Batman, who wants to completely rid the city of crime. And then you have, you know, year 3 on, where he's, you know, a hero. He's Batman. But in year 2, it's his weird in-between emo phase. He's angry. He doesn't want to be Bruce Wayne. He's too focused as Batman. And it's a year we haven't seen on screen before. And this movie kind of sets up how he'll transition into the hero that we know and love in the comics.
Thanks, Vito. Our final bucket is originality.
We really enjoyed how the filmmakers interpreted the comics and created a detective-style plot rather than the usual action-based one. For this, we'll give it the bucket for originality.
The Batman has earned all 5 buckets, making it Bat-salutely worth the watch.